Hey everyone, welcome back to East Vineland, New Jersey, a sunnier East Vineland, New Jersey, back here on Kubota Farm. Oddly enough, we're staring at a Case IH, beautiful Case IH, Combine 7250. Really grown to love this thing. And I have leased us a sunflower head, Cresoni, am I saying that right? Compact 10, this thing. Oh boy, this thing, SMI modding, yeah, I just have to show it to you. The detail is fantastic, but it really gets cool here in a second. I'll show it to you. And I also leased us our roller again, because we need to roll that there field over there. I figured we might as well roll it. Went with the ridged rollers this time instead of the smooth. Thought we'd try something a little bit different. I did not put on the track erasers, but we'll just see how this thing goes. It's a 9 meter, I believe, and our M8 should be able to handle that just fine. Hope you're all having a good Friday, great week. Welcome to the end of the week. Thank you, Lord, for it being the end of the week. Cannot tell you how happy I am. Anyways, yeah, let's just take a look at this. Okay, let's fire up the case. And actually, let's just take this bad boy over to our cornflower field. I'm so excited about this header. You all are probably going to be thinking, dude, it's not that exciting. But I love this stuff. I just think it's wicked cool. It's a little slow, so bear with me. I'm not going to talk or anything like that. I'm just going to watch you. I'm just going to let you watch this bad boy in action. It's a freaking transformer. It's absolutely beautiful. So here we go. Let's open up this sunflower head, corn head. Yeah. Wait for it. Oh man, that is so cool. That is just so cool. You know, and I think it's really cool because we just don't, at least that I'm aware of, we just don't see these kind of things in the States. And I know that there's probably a lot of American farmers or just Americans in general interested in farming that would look at something like this and say, oh my gosh, that is so overly complicated and over-engineered and it's ridiculous. But think about the engineering that did go into it. I think it's pretty impressive. And the fact that they can make this, is it a 9 meter or a 10 meter? I leased it. It is a 7.8 meter. Okay, so not quite as big as I thought. 7.8 meter though. To scrunch it down to drive down European roads. You know, that's the key here, right? They've got to get around in some pretty small areas. Here in the States, we just say, screw it. We'll drive down the middle of the road with it just like this. You know, that's why we don't have all those hydraulics and fold-em-jiggies because in the States, it's like, who's going to challenge that coming at you if you're driving a little Honda Civic or a Corolla or a little Ford Fusion or something, and you see that coming at you, and it's like, yeah, okay, I'll move. That's all good. You know, the only thing you have to worry about if you're a farmer are light poles. But I get it. In Europe, you know, they've got a lot of small areas to work around, so I guess they need to fit into some pretty tight spaces. This thing is just wicked cool, and I'm sorry, but I love the engineering on stuff like this, and I think it's really worth paying attention to. And the modders did, I think, a brilliant job. You know, it's a little bit slow unfolding, but you're not going to fold it and unfold it after every pass. You know, you do it at the beginning, you do it at the end, you call it a day. It's pretty good. Let's go ahead and let's fire up the case. We'll get a headland or two done, and we're going to turn it over to our brilliant hired helpers, and then we're going to go tackle some work, I think, on our roller. With our roller, we need to get that field rolled out, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about a little bit of a rabbit hole that I went down since the last time I used our slurry. I'm going to stick outside here for a second. Since the last time I used our slurry tanker spreader and the frustrations I had with that, it's been one of those rabbit holes where I find out one thing and then I've got 4 questions. I find out another thing and I've got 4 more questions. It's kind of like that. The one thing I believe I have figured out and now realize is that, according to Giants and several other forum posts and different things I have read, if you're going to spread slurry or digestate, if you're going to spread manure, and I think I'm speaking more specifically to precision farming, is you should be doing it immediately after you harvest a field. So in this case, we would spread our slurry, basically right after this field is harvested, right when we're done with the sunflowers. That's when you're supposed to do it. I was doing it after we had already sown the crop, prepped the field, sown the crop, then I started spreading slurry. Apparently that is not the optimal way to do it. Now I went, oh, okay, well maybe that'll solve some of my problems. So I did a little bit of testing, and then I started going down the rabbit hole of this one simple thing that's an option. Change nitrogen reference values. I have yet to still find out an answer to what that is, what it does. I have tried so many different things. For PC, it is keyboard letter Y. And I think that's pretty fitting, because I'm asking myself, why do you have to do this, and what does it do? Because I have yet to be able to have it mean a darn thing. I tapped Y, it does nothing. With the slurry spreader on, with the slurry spreader off, with a field that hasn't been sown yet, with a field that has been sown. I mean, I've tried so many different things, and I literally have found 0 value for that option. So that one's still hanging in the air, or hanging in the air, I guess you could say too. The activate and deactivate amount, I think I've got a grip on. Pretty straightforward. You can manually increase and manually decrease the amount of nitrogen that you're spreading, or the amount of slurry that you're putting down. I get that. Instead of having crop sensors or whatever else detecting your crop type and soil type, you can do it yourself. Now that seems to be a lot more of an effective way of doing it when it comes to this slurry spreading. But it still seems odd that I have to do that to get down enough nitrogen for it to read as an okay value. And if I spread it before I plant, how does it know how much nitrogen I need anyways? Because it doesn't know what crop I'm going to be planting. I could be planting soybeans, and they don't care about nitrogen at all, I don't think. Then I came across a video from, see if I can make a mess out of this inside view. I came across a video from Driver 53, and I kind of like Driver 53's videos. Oftentimes he's a console player, so he pretty much deals with only with console gameplay. In other words, you're not going to get a lot of. Typically, you're not going to get PC and Mac mods with him. You're going to get console or you know, cross-play mods. But also he does videos on just some things where he does testing and things like that. But anyways, he had a video regarding the exact problem I had. Oh, look at that little little sunflower, little sunflower guy hanging out right here. Bye-bye. And bye-bye. He came out with a video where he was talking about a problem that they were having on his multiplayer server, and it was identical to the issue I was having when I last spread slurry. And if you all remember, I did some slurry spreading. Oh, I do a lot of slurry spreading on this channel. Holy cow. Kind of set myself up for that one. And, excuse me, so sorry. And I was getting some really spotty, like super spotty reference values for nitrogen, like horribly spotty, all over the charts. He was getting the same thing. And what he found out was that just simply by resetting his slurry spreader, it seemed to fix the problem. And I was like, yeah, why didn't I try that? I should have tried that. You know, it's kind of one of those things where you go, oh yeah, totally should have tried that. So I did. And it did fix the problem. I stopped getting the spottiness, but I was still not getting, you know, Mr. Helper. Actually, no, I shouldn't be too judgmental with this because I didn't have the straightest of lines. So I was going to say, Mr. Hired Helper, I put down one of those little shacks over there that are supposed to make you a better hired helper, and I don't think I've seen any rewards for putting down one of those RTK stations or whatever they call them. But I'm being a little judgmental. Let's wait till he turns the corner here and let's see how well he lines up. I'm always curious to see if it's even worth putting down those RTK stations. Anyways, so he reset his tool, went right back to it, and it started spreading properly. That being said, though, it still wasn't giving him, nor has it given me, the proper amount of nitrogen on the field for the crop. I still, after I'm done spreading, it might be even or more even, but according to precision farming, it still shows as bad. And it's supposed to be automatically detecting crop and soil. Plus, I've got those stupid Iceria crop detector things on all the Kubotas. I even tested with leasing one of these gizmos just to see if by chance they would do a better job. This guy right here. I leased one of these, threw it on the front of a Kubota, and was like, hey, maybe that'll do a better job of detecting. You know what? He's lined up really good right there, isn't he? Now, if he lines up that well on the next pass, I'd say that's pretty good. Because I usually see them shifting a little bit, not quite taking full advantage of the full width of the header. So we'll see how he does. So anyways, needless to say, through all that jibber-jabber I just threw at you, I still feel a little lost when it comes kind of specifically to the slurry manure side of precision farming. I was able to get what I would consider to be a proper nitrogen value, but the only way I was able to do that was to deactivate automatic application rate and just jack it up. Just jack up the application rate manually. Look at him. Look at him. See how it's kind of overhanging there on the right? I don't know, maybe I'm just seeing things. It looks to me like he can shift over to the left one more row. And I thought that's what the RTK stations were supposed to help with. I don't think those RTK stations do any good. I think they're useless. I'm calling it. I think they're useless. Sorry. Don't mean to be Mr. Negativity, but I don't think they're all that great a thing. Anyways, so I'm going to continue down this wild road. I've been looking at YouTube videos. I've been reading blogs. I've been reading forums, posts. First of all, you get 100 different answers. So it's hard to know what you should be paying attention to, number one. Number two, oftentimes people don't even answer the question that's being asked. Somebody actually asked the exact question I had, which is, what good does it do, or how do you use the change nitrogen reference value? There were like 16 replies, and nobody even came close to answering the OP's question. It was just like, I don't think anybody knows. I think it's out there, and I think it's just nobody knows. I think it's just there. I think it's just there for fun, for funsies. I really do. And it gets frustrating a little bit because you want to know what it does. I don't think Giants would put it in there as a place filler. It's just weird. It's very weird to me. Very odd indeed. So just for fun, let's just keep up with this. Let's see here. Create a job. That is the field we are in. Thank you, Courseplay. 9.2 meters is correct. A couple of headlands. Let's do 3 headlands. We'll start on a headland, and just for fun, what did I do here? Should we do sharp corners? I wonder how he's going to handle that. Let's try sharp corners. And number of vehicles on the same course. Okay. I don't think I've ever really done that. Ran 2 vehicles on the same course now that I think about it. That'd be kind of fun to do. Let's generate it. Let's see what it looks like. Did I generate it? I don't think I did. Yeah. It's always such a kind of a weird course on this triangular field. Let's scooch over to our starting position a little closer. We might as well fold them up because Courseplay is going to fold them up anyways. And let's just kick Courseplay off here so that we can grab another tractor and a trailer to unload. Where is Brad? What you doing there, Brad? Oh yeah, it's way down there. Okay. Grab a trailer so we can get our combine unloaded. But I feel like there's nuances to precision farming that I'd like to be more informed on. I feel like I've got a decent grip on the generalities of it and the basic fundamentals of it and things like that, but I feel like there's not a lot, but there's just a few specific things that I would like to have more of a grip on. Nearly a full grain tank. Yep, we're gonna head there. I want to see what Mr. Courseplay does here with this corner. I think I have him, supposedly I have turn only on the field enabled. So he should try very hard to make all of his turns in the field and not out of the field, which would be nice so that he doesn't hit these trees. Some of these trees are a little close. I think he's got a pretty good grip on this for us, though. It looks like it always takes a little longer with Courseplay if you're going to do sharp corners because of this kind of stuff. But you are guaranteed a little bit more coverage, especially on odd-shaped fields. All right, let's grab another. Well, we can't grab another M8. We can grab our M7. Oops, 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 oops. Yeah, we'll grab this M7. She'd yank the duals off of it. That's okay. I think these are the narrows, which I guess if we're going to drive on this crop, we should have narrows on. So yeah, I kind of feel like there are things about precision farming that I would still like to learn more about and have more of a handle on. But it's hard to with some things because I can't find answers. And testing only takes you so far. And then you introduce the problem. I am not going to make it to this guy, am I? He's going to start his turn. Yeah. Then you introduce the problem of modded maps. You know what I'm saying? And you could be fighting a battle that you're not going to win. So in other words, I could be trying to figure out something with this slurry spreading and precision farming, and the whole time not realizing that that it's not really working completely right because of a mod or because of a modded map or because of a non-base game map that I'm using. So those can be battles that you don't even realize you're fighting that you are. I'm going to try and get a speed match here a little bit to make life a little easier. Let's speed it up a little bit to get a little bit further into the wagon. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Maybe slow her down a little bit there. That's pretty good. Forrest Gump my way through this whole thing. So I think what I'm going to have to do is probably just get on Elm Creek or something like that. Don't enable any mods or anything like that except for precision farming, and just start doing some testing with slurry. I can't get a handle on what some of the things it wants. It's just not making sense to me. In particular, that change nitrogen reference value, I could not get that to do anything. I just couldn't get it to do anything. I don't know. I have no idea what that does. It seems like I could get it to jump a little bit, but it would go right back to its defaults as soon as I turn the spreader on again or something like that. But I still didn't have a whole lot of luck. So with sunflowers, I think we're primarily going to be hanging on to these for our pigs and our chickens. The chickens don't take a whole lot. They're not too bad, but our pigs stinking love to eat. And I believe sunflowers are protein. So I think that'll be a good protein source for our pigs. Their base food is corn, and I believe sorghum are the two base foods for the pigs here in East Vineland. Have to take a look and see if we can sell some pigs here. I don't think we can until next month. I believe next month we're going to be able to sell some. Our slurry's almost full, and that's kind of why I want to be able to do more with it, because we always have a lot of slurry. And we always have a lot of slurry. We know that we can use the manure for our grapevines, but I think if we can use the slurry, precision farming is happy, and we can get that score up. Some of our fields have a very good score with precision farming. Our lowest scoring field right now is our poplar field. I believe it is. Last time I checked. And I think a part of that is because I didn't plow it, which is a problem, so that affects yield. Plus the way that it grows back on its own every year. Since I started at such a low score, I haven't really been able to figure out a way to get a precision farming score to go up on that field, if that makes sense. It's almost like we have to wait until the end of this harvest and do it right this time, get it plowed, do it right, and then get the score up on it, hopefully. Because that is impacting our precision farming score. That particular field is. Whoops. I think if we look at our precision farming, and I try not to get too focused on this, but it's kind of fun to try to bump stuff up, you know. Oh, this field here. What is that? Is that our, that's our, why are we so low? Wow. That's because of the is that because of the weeding? I wonder. We've got a couple 2-3 fields that are pretty low. Both of our sugar beet fields are really low. That first line, is that, what is that first line? How do I know? Is that, how do I know what that first line means? You all tell me what that first line means? Show total values. Yeah, okay. Show values since reset. All right. I mean, look at like 92 in the grass field since I replanted that. Our cornfield, our big cornfield here is 92. Very, very high. 67 on this cornfield, but I can't remember what I did differently. Now, I was always under the impression that it was better. Actually, our poplar field is better than, it wasn't the poplar field. I must have been looking at this sugar beet field. Anyways, I was always under the impression that it was better not to use chemicals, so you should use a weeder or a hoe. But then did some more reading, and I think I remember seeing this before, but I think you can get your highest score by using our sprayer that has the See and Spray on it, and actually using herbicides with the See and Spray. I believe that is the highest score, or the maximum points you can get, because I think the idea there is that you're doing the, you're doing the least amount of physical, I wouldn't say damage, but the least amount of physical work to the soil. By using that, you're not tilling and you're not tilling it up more. That's why direct seeding seems to score high. And because it's the See and Spray, you're only spraying on the on the weeds, very specifically. So at least that's what I'm gathering from it too. But so if you all have any thoughts, comments, suggestions on precision farming, a little bit of knowledge tidbits, I would love to hear it. I'm always happy to learn something. I've played this game a long time, and it still seems like I always hear from people who have different insights and stuff, and you always learn something new, and I really enjoy that, because it just makes, just makes playing the game all that much more fun, and you learn more, and a lot of it relates to real farming, which I think is pretty cool too. So there's that. Just looking at and see right now, at least according to what I've read, we would, if we're going to spread slurry, now's the time to do it. And I might test that, but if I remember right, if we go and get the slurry spreader and spread it on here right now, I don't think it's going to, I think it's going to bring it up to like a default level, because it doesn't know what you're going to plant. And maybe that's okay, because it will still contribute to the overall nitrogen level, which will just reduce the amount of solid fertilizer or liquid fertilizer that you would have to put down after planting. And maybe that's the idea. Other thing I noticed too is it looks like our pH values are starting to go lower and lower and lower. So I think we are going to have to start considering liming again. I know that lime lasts, I think it is 3 harvests, but we're probably going to have to. Oh, and plowing. Lovely. We get to plow next too. I don't know why I enabled plowing. I guess because to some extent I kind of enjoy it, but yeah, we're due for a plow now, so we're going to have to plow this field before we do anything. But I'm going to try the slurry spread, I think, on here. And we'll do that next on this field. And then we'll plow it. And we'll just go on from there and see, I don't know, what kind of value it'll have. I have no idea. But I'll be curious. The nice thing about plowing is we're not going to have to worry about weeds this next time around. So that's kind of nice. And how are you, Poplar? I think you've got 2 or 3 months left. Yeah, I think like 3 months left on the Poplar. And then we're going to clear that whole field out and we're going to start growing some other crops in there. And otherwise, I think that's kind of it for our Kubota farm this time. Let's take a quick peek. Hey, sheep. Oh, that reminds me of something I saw today. I was on YouTube. There was a video of a sheep, like Sean here. Hi, Sean. How you doing, buddy? He had stumbled into like a hole or like a little bit of a dip in the ground and had fallen over on his back. And I never knew this, but a lot of sheep, if they roll over on their back, they can't get back up. Sorry, I just had to grab some water real quick. My throat was going. I didn't know that. And this poor sheep was laying there with its hooves in the air, just stuck, completely stuck, couldn't move, and it was almost virtually flat ground. And it was exhausted, from trying to roll over and get back up. It was an overweight sheep. No doubt that didn't help. But this, I think it was an Irish farm, might have been an Irishman or maybe UK or British or something like that. But anyways, he was basically saying, if you see a sheep like this, you should help them because they will die after several hours. I guess being on their back like that, they're going to, a lot of gases develop in their system and things. And eventually they'll die because they can't get back upright. So he basically just went up to the sheep and grabbed the front hooves and, excuse me, and just, kind of wrenched it over. And it took a few minutes for the sheep to kind of regain its, strength and stuff. But it eventually got up and kind of did its thing and walked away. Probably never realized it just had its life saved. But I never knew that. I never knew sheep had that problem. And he said, granted, it was kind of a chubby sheep because it was kind of a chubby sheep, but I guess it's not that uncommon with sheep that they can get stuck on their backs. And you can take that joke as far as you want to, but I'm not going any further. I'm not going any further with that. Oh, I want to so badly though. You don't realize how difficult it is sometimes when I want to take jokes like that further. Man. Anyways, thank you all again. I really do appreciate you checking out my video. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. That'd be great. Subscribe if you'd like. And have a feeling we're going to be either here or someplace here this weekend. I'm going to try and post something. Probably, like I said, I might even do a frustration video with slurry spreading and bring you all along with my demise into the rabbit hole of what is precision farming. Sometimes, at least. You all have a great rest of your Friday. If I don't see you till Monday, have a really, really safe and fun weekend. And hopefully I will see you this weekend. Otherwise, we'll be back here in East Vineland Monday. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye for now. Yeah, bye.